As a Bitcoiner, security is something I take very seriously. Even a small chance of Bitcoin being compromised is enough to bother me. That's why I've been using my platform and even speaking at conferences to raise awareness about the potential quantum threat.
Unlike classical computers, a quantum computer with Shor's algorithm can solve DCDLP exponentially faster.
Now in 2026, I'm finally starting to see some real positive signals. And before we jump into it and I walk you through why I think Bitcoin and crypto have a solid chance of surviving a potential quantum attack, quick mention of today's sponsor. This video is brought to you by Tangem. Tangem is one of the easiest cold wallets on the market. It's the size of a credit card and setup takes just a couple of minutes. When it comes to security, Tangem uses an EAL6 Plus secure element chip, which is one of the high security standards under common criteria. The Tangem app is fully open source, and the firmware has been audited by 2 independent security firms. Since 2017, Tangem has sold millions of wallets, and there have been 0 hacks reported so far. I've personally been using Tangem for over 3 years now, and I always recommend it to my friends and family. If you're interested in getting a Tangem wallet or the Tangem ring, use my promo code CryptoSnake for the best discount currently available. I'll leave the link in the description. Alright, let's get into it. First bullish signal, the conversation has finally started. One of the biggest challenges with Bitcoin isn't the technology, it's consensus. Bitcoin is decentralized, which means that for any meaningful change to happen, a large majority of stakeholders need to agree. And historically, that's been slow. But in 2026, something changed. The community is finally talking about the quantum threat seriously. Major blockchain conferences are now inviting quantum experts to speak on main stages. This topic is no longer niche. It's becoming a core discussion among cryptographers, scientists, and even influencers. Just look at the Bitcoin 2026 lineup. We've got Charles Edwards, founder of Capital Investments, one of the loudest voices on X, Hunter Biss, the author of BIP360, Pierre-Luc Delaire-Demers, a quantum physics PhD who's been working in the field since 2006, and many others. The point is simple. The biggest platforms in the industry are now actively pushing quantum discussion forward. And that's a very bullish sign, because without awareness, there is no consensus. And without consensus, there is no upgrade. And if you want to join the biggest Bitcoin conference in the world and meet me in person, use my discount code CryptoSnake for 10% off all tickets. I'll see you in Las Vegas. Second bullish signal. Institutions are getting involved. The largest crypto exchange in the US, Coinbase, has established an independent advisory board focused on quantum computing and blockchain security. This is huge. Coinbase is a public company with serious resources, and they've already shown they can execute on large-scale initiatives. And now they're focusing on protecting the entire space from potential quantum threats.
We put together a quantum advisory council, and we're in regular contact with the major blockchains about a path to upgrade to a post-quantum cryptography world. So we're going to stay engaged on that, and I think it's very solvable.
And the board includes some of the most distinguished researchers in quantum computing, cryptography, consensus, and blockchain systems. Among them are Professor Scott Aronson, quantum computing pioneer and director of the Quantum Information Center at the University of Texas, Professor Dan Bona, cryptography leader at Stanford University, Justin Drake, Ethereum Foundation researcher, Professor Sriram Kannan, founder of EigenLayer and expert in blockchain scalability and security, Professor Yehudi Lindell, Coinbase head of cryptography and global expert in secure multi-party computation, and Professor Dahle Malki, expert in resilient and secure distributed systems and head of UCSB Foundation's of FinTech Research Lab. This isn't theory anymore. This is serious talent being allocated to a real problem. And based on Coinbase's track record, this is a very strong signal. Third bullish signal. Influential voices are stepping in. We don't need an introduction for Michael Saylor. MicroStrategy, now Strategy, was the first public company to go all in on Bitcoin. During their Q4 2025 earnings call, Saylor announced a new Bitcoin security program focused on preparing for future quantum risks.
Strategy, we are going to initiate a Bitcoin security program that coordinates with the global cybersecurity community, the global crypto security community, and the global Bitcoin security committee in order to help and contribute to consensus and solutions to address the quantum computing threat.
While most of the market is focused on short-term price action, Strategy is thinking in decades. The key idea here is proactive defense, working with global cybersecurity and crypto communities to develop quantum-resistant approaches before the threat becomes real. That mindset matters, because Bitcoin doesn't need panic, it needs preparation. And finally, We now have a working solution. BIP360 has been added to the official Bitcoin Improvement Proposal repository. This proposal introduces pay-to-Merkle root, P2MR, a quantum-resistant output type designed to protect Bitcoin's most exposed address formats. In simple terms, a potential path forward already exists. I asked Hunter directly how quickly BIP360 could be activated in an emergency. And he said, "I'm very reluctant to rush to activation until we absolutely have to." And that makes sense. You don't deploy the oxygen masks on a plane unless there is an emergency. But when there is, those systems are ready. And that's exactly where Bitcoin is today. That's it for today. As always, check out the CryptoSnake deals page for the best discounts on crypto gear and conference tickets. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll catch you later.
I'm chilling.